Hello everybody, this is Yoko's Anime Reactions, and this is going to be my review for... Which one should I do first? I'm going to do Magi and JoJo's Bizarre Adventures, Episode 3. So, this is going to be, for Magi, I guess. Anyway, Magi, Adventure of Sinbad, Episode 3, and... yeah, this is more, the dungeon that they keep on talking about is more like a ruin than a dungeon, to be completely honest, at least at first glance. And, yeah, when Sinbad gets transported there, he gets transported to a different area than the noble guy and his men, because they get attacked by baby dragons, and all of them but the noble guy, Drake, whatever you want to call him, is the only one left standing, and only because Sinbad saved him. And yeah, they're obviously not too keen on each other, but it's either work together and get out of there alive, or go their own separate ways and possibly risk both of them dying in the process. And we end up getting to see the king of the dragons, and it's huge. I actually thought, at first when I saw these things, I thought they were pterodactyls, and that we were seeing the king, the mama pterodactyl or whatever, but apparently they're dragons. So, yeah. Anyway, they end up coming across a door, and they think that, you know, wait, all they have to do is get through the door, or get to the door and they can open it. Well, Drake tried that, but it obviously wouldn't open, and he almost gets killed by the King of Dragons. I think it's a king. King of Dragons, Dragon Queen, whatever you want to call it. But thankfully Sinbad saved him, and essentially told him, yeah, it's okay to be scared. You're human. You're a human first and a soldier second, essentially. It's okay to be afraid and not want to die, essentially. And Sinbad single-handedly kills the dragon and gets the 2 orbs that they need to open the door. And once that happens, they go through the rest of the way working together, and essentially he was able to beat the dragon because he was able to read the waves of the water that was coming out of the geysers, and, you know, ride it to avoid the attacks, which is still amazing in my opinion. And as we go, we get flashbacks of stuff that was in Drake's past, and we find out that the girl that he was talking to in the last episode, the girl with the pink hair, I can't remember what her name is for the life of me. I'm so sorry, guys. So many freaking characters and so many shows, and it's hard to keep track of everybody. Especially with my bad memory. I can remember something that happens in Fairy Tail long later than I've gotten to, and yet I can't remember the names of the characters I just freaking watched. That's just sad. Why can't I forget the Fairy Tail stuff? I want to forget the Fairy Tail stuff, to be completely honest with you guys, so that way it's not a spoiler. Anyway, they get to the main area, and, but yeah, like I was saying, the lady he was talking to before, who told him to come back alive, apparently she's engaged to his big brother. But in a later flashback, when he and Sinbad are fighting to get the power, we find out that his brother was only doing it because it's political reasons. He's not doing it for feelings. He doesn't care about her at all. And that sucks because, you know, you should marry for love and not just because it's your obligation or your duty. And it turns out that the power is a genie of wrath and heroism. And Sinbad and Drake have to fight each other to figure out who's more worthy to get the power. Sinbad ends up kicking his butt, and even though we obviously see that Drake doesn't want to quit because he he doesn't want to embarrass her in any way, or fail in his duty to conquer the dungeon, which they're going to conquer the dungeon either way, no matter who gets the power. And like I said, Sinbad knocks him out with a punch, a few punches actually, and ends up getting the power. And he and Drake and all the gold and treasure and all that get transported right outside to where everybody's waiting. And the Emperor's Guards, or whatever you want to call them, they try and demand the gold and the power. He could give them the gold if he wanted to, but he can't give them the power, obviously, because that's his. And the mage-looking guy from before shows up and helps Sinbad to figure out how to unlock the power that he just got. And he uses that to knock out all the guards, and his new friend flies him and the treasure all the way home. And apparently time passes differently in that dungeon than it does in the outside it, because apparently 2 months have passed, when it feels like it's only been like maybe a few days. And he gets there. Sadly, he's too late to be able to save his mother, but at least he gets there before she dies. And he could, say goodbye to her. It sucks, but that's what happens. And as it turns out, that lady is actually messing with people at the port, and he grabs her, uses her as a hostage to get on the boat and go, and then he just drops her in a barrel and says, "Hey, the guards will come and get you, just sit tight." And it's just freaking, like, really, man? But, yeah, I don't know what's gonna end up happening to Drake, since he thinks he failed, but they actually did conquer the dungeon and claim it. The power's not there, obviously, because Sinbad's got it, but at least they have it for their territory. Anyway, I'll get to work on editing this in a moment, and I will see everybody next time. Come on.